Hello, how you doing, everybody? How are we doing, everybody? There we go. We'll get this transition going real quick. Thank you for coming to our fall concert. The first tune that we're going to play for you is entitled Nutville. That featured Barry Sachs over there at Kingston on the Barry, and Sam on trombone. We're going to dig into the Disney songbook a little bit here. This is entitled Friend Like Me from what movie? Say it at the same time. There you go. We'll work on our cueing a little bit. Let's try that again. From what movie? Very good. You passed the test. This is a great tune. It puts it stretches out our lead trumpet player quite a lot. And it's fun to let him loose on this tune. Also, just how about a round of applause for Lab? Awesome, you guys! Wow, great. It's so hard to do. I mean, they only practice like 1 day a week. So those of you who've done athletics or you have kids who go to sports practices, imagine just 1 day a week. they go to sports. And you got to get the endurance and the skill set and the memory and do that, and they come to a concert. So, well done, everybody. That was a treat. All right, friend like me. It's a great arrangement. So much fun when you do tunes that people know in a little bit different style, a little bit different arrangements, and yeah, nice job. That was who did we have on that? That was you were playing. Ethan on tenor was rocking over there. Yep. Sam again on the trombone. And I don't know if you noticed back there, it's so cool. I mentioned this on Sunday at the Food Truck Festival. It's great to have students that play a bunch of different instruments. I mean, you got the piano player who plays guitar, you got a bass player who plays a saxophone, you've got a bass player who plays piano, you got drummers who plays auxiliary and vibes, and they all just switch around, and it's super cool. And then later tonight, they do a concert band set that has nothing to do with what they just did. Totally different, approach to playing. Totally different, length of tunes, and it's awesome that they're doing that all on the same night. So keep that in mind when you watch all these students play a little bit later this evening. The next tune that we have for you, this is entitled "A Ballad for Bass." such a fun tune. I think it's one of my favorite things is how many different styles of music we can play. And instantly, that's part, I think, of the art of a live performance is you do that Friend Like Me tune. It's really loud and Latin tune, it's groovy, and then all of a sudden it's like you got 60 seconds to become emotionally ready to do that. And that's hard, because sometimes some songs' energies pollute into the next one. So my goal is the next song doesn't sound sleepy. it sounds totally different and fresh. So this is Deep Blue Sea is our last tune. This is going to feature Jenna on the soprano. Totally different type of tune, lots of colors, a little bit more modern approach to improvisation, very long solo that she's got. And something that's fun to listen to tunes like this is how the musicians will react to each other. So everything that you see in jazz where somebody stands up and plays on a microphone, generally they're creating, they're composing in real time. And that compositional element is affected by what the other musicians are doing. So it's just like a conversation. You're with a group of people and somebody says this and that inspires conversation. That's what you're seeing in real time with teenagers. They're listening to each other, they're emotionally invested, and then they reflect that in their musicianship. So as you watch this tune and future jazz concerts, keep that in mind. It's pretty special what they're doing. Also, before we do our last tune, I just want to thank everybody who came out to the Food Truck Festival on Sunday. This is my last time on the microphone. Some of you are like, thank goodness. But anyways, I personally just want to say thank you to all the students who are working, our amazing booster club, who's been just doing hours and hours and hours of work planning and making it happen, and to, most importantly, the student musicians who played all day long. So if you had any part to do with the Food Truck Festival, thank you so much. I think the silent auction is closed now, so there's no more bidding on items. That's a joke from them. Anyway. Thank you guys so much. This is our last tune.